You found it. Your home for the best content on your favorite team, the Fighting Tigers of LSU. Do us a favor, subscribe to the channel, leave your comments below, and be sure to smash that like button. Glad to have West and Whit Weeks in studio with us, courtesy of our friends over at Gordon McKernan Injury Attorneys. Thanksgiving week, y'all have Thanksgiving here. Are your family, your parents coming in?
They are.
Yeah.
Yep, Dad's actually coming in town today, so
Nice.
we'll get to see him.
Do y'all have a traditional family Thanksgiving? Have you had any of the South Louisiana Cajun Creole influences seep into everything?
Well, usually what we do for Thanksgiving back home is obviously our whole extended family gets together. But now that we're playing college ball and you got a game, you can't really have as big as a Thanksgiving as you'd want to have.
When you're at home, what's your go-to? Like, what do you have to eat?
Man, I got to go with the honey baked ham. I love honey baked ham.
I'm the same way. Honey baked ham, a little gravy on there.
Have y'all had fried turkey?
Oh yeah.
Okay, good.
Oh yeah.
Fried turkey is a staple. What about like shrimp mirliton or anything like that?
I've never had
I
that.
haven't had
See,
that.
we gotta
Yeah,
push
I
y'all
need
into
to-
the deep end. You'll get there.
definitely.
We gotta push y'all into the deep end. We'll get there. But it's Oklahoma this week. This is it, like, I guess y'all wouldn't have been in school yet when Georgia played Oklahoma in the Rose Bowl, right? The Baker Mayfield game.
Y'all
Y'all remember watching that?
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
That
Give
was
me
a
your
great
thoughts
game.
on watching that. I mean, that was the crazy overtime game with the big comeback and everything like that. What do you remember about watching that?
I remember the overtime run by Sony Michel. I mean, that was.
Guys, got it, right?
Yeah, that was,
got it, man.
I mean, that whole game, I remember, being a Georgia fan back in the day, I was like, oh my gosh, we're getting smoked. We're getting smoked. Like Baker Mayfield's destroying us. But then they were able to come back and win.
Do you have any Georgia stuff still in your wardrobe?
No.
Oh no,
It's all gone?
Not a
No.
thing. Not a thing.
So there's not, like, what is your dad like? That's what's fascinating to me. Like, played at Georgia, what does he do?
He's LSU all the
yeah,
way.
he's
all the way.
100% in on LSU. I don't think he even has a Georgia thing in his wardrobe too.
So Georgia's going to play in the SEC championship game. Like, is he going to go to the game, cheer for Georgia? He's just out.
Nah.
Just don't even care.
Done.
Don't
I
care
love it.
at all.
God, it's
Yep.
so good. It just goes to show you, man, like, family's family, dog.
Of
Like, that's your
course.
kids, man. That is where all allegiances. Did y'all ever watch the movie The Mighty Ducks? You ever seen
The
that?
hockey movie?
Yeah, the
Yeah,
hockey
yeah,
movie.
yeah.
You know, like I know it's an old movie now, but like the dad of one of the kids who played for the Hawks goes and plays for the Ducks, and the dad, when they're playing, is like sitting on the Hawks side with a Hawks jacket.
Yeah.
And I'm like, dog, what are you doing, man? Let's look at your kid. You don't get to cheer against your kid. That's just terrible. Anyway, so Oklahoma, I brought up Oklahoma. You're going to play Oklahoma this week. This will be the first time ever that LSU and Oklahoma have played in the regular season. Y'all remember watching LSU Oklahoma in 19?
Yep.
When Justin Jefferson had like 18 touchdowns that
Yeah,
game?
like 4 in the first half, didn't he, or something like
Dude,
that?
it was insane, man. They scored 63.
Yeah.
They could have scored 100 if they wanted to. But when y'all watch Oklahoma on film, huge win this week against Alabama, obviously. When you look at Oklahoma's offense, like what stands out? Wait, I'll start with you.
They love to give you eye candy. I mean, they're sending people all over the ball. They're running runs that you don't usually see often. I mean, their offense is, from what I've seen so far, I mean, it's only Tuesday, so I'm still studying up on them, but it's almost kind of like a mix between Vanderbilt's run game, but then also a little bit of Ole Miss in there too, where it's spread. They like to spread the ball out, get you in spread formations, but they run the ball.
Yeah.
Yep.
They did this last week against Alabama, which was a little different dynamic, seeing Jackson Arnold run more than 20 times in that game. Wes, like being injured but healthy, but like the plan is you're not going to play on Saturday. You want to maintain the redshirt year. Like, what's a game week like for you this week when you're not planning on playing?
So I'll still practice and all that, and then really my job this week is to help out these guys, seeing if I can see anything on the field, find little bits from film that give them tips and stuff, and then just on Saturday, getting behind my boys and cheering them on.
Yeah, you know, man, it's one of the conversations going into last week that a lot of people had here was, you know, before the season, all the stated goals, right? Go to Atlanta, win the SEC, go to the playoff, win the Natty, even win 10 games. All that's off the table. And so the question last week was, all right, how would they respond? And, I mean, it was very clear. I mean, you went really control. I mean, the final score was 7, but you controlled the whole game against Vanderbilt. It was really impressive. What internally, what do y'all talk about as far as the motivation this week against Oklahoma? Where fans are certainly thinking, well, the playoffs gone, what do you play for? Like, clearly players see it differently. It's like, I mean, what is this week?
I mean, there's no lack of motivation. I mean, me as a competitor, everybody on our team, like when you step between those lines, it doesn't matter if you're 0-10 or 10-0. Like you're gonna go 110% no matter what. If you're 0 or if you're undefeated.
Yeah. So do y'all talk about 8 wins or going to a better bowl game, or is that even anything that's on the radar for y'all?
I mean, at this point, I think it's just win each week, win each day, win each practice, win each rep.
Yeah. Good.
Yeah, I think it's kind of going off of what he said. It's really just proven to us, like, we know we're a good football team. We know we got to go out and finish the right way, and we know we got to go get these last 2 wins.
Yeah. You can play in the bowl game though, right?
Yeah, I can play in the bowl game.
I'm sure they changed that rule. There was a few years ago. LSU played in the Texas Bowl against
with
Kansas.
Nuss.
Yeah, and so Nuss didn't play, because they didn't want to lose redshirt year, so they played a wide receiver at quarterback. So that's great. So you get to play in the bowl game. When I love to ask this question too, because we get this obviously see games and stuff like that, but y'all are at practice every day. Who's a guy on offense that maybe we don't get to see that really pops? You're like, oh my God, look out for that guy. Anybody that stands out?
I'll say, well, he's injured right now, but I'd say Kyle Parker at receiver. Before he got injured, I mean, he was doing some real good stuff.
He could fly.
Yeah.
Huh? What about an offensive lineman? Like, who do you? Yeah, go ahead, Wes.
Yeah, I was gonna say, man, every single day, Will and Emery are just, they're busting their tail. It don't matter if what drill it is, that those 2 dudes are gonna be busting their tail no matter what.
Is there a young guy, though, that maybe isn't playing a bunch that y'all could say, man, that's what it's supposed to look like? Like, he's going to be good.
Yeah, I think Weston, he's really kind of come into his own, and I feel like he is kind of due for a breakout year. He's going to have a great spring ball, roll that into fall camp, and then hopefully be able to crack that starting lineup next year.
Yeah, man. It's always it's interesting how much guys can improve. Well, you don't see them in the games, right? But you go practice for 4 months, like, you're going to get better.
Definitely.
Like,
Definitely.
you always see it. Then you end up seeing guys in spring, like you just said, that sort of break out. When y'all start, actually, I wanted to ask you too. I'd be remiss if I didn't. The play against Arkansas, because everybody's going to talk about this forever. Like, for as long as you live, you'll learn this if you haven't already. For as long as you live and you go around Baton Rouge, people are going to remember that play.
Yeah.
It's just the way that it works around. People are going to tell you they remember watching it, this and that. So, give me your recollections of that play. Like, what was called, what happened on the...
Yeah, well, I remember we were just coming off the sideline. I think it was, didn't they get a 4th down stop or something going in the goal line? Yeah, so we came off the sideline. We're like, we got to keep them down here, keep this good field position. Coach Baker dialed up a blitz. I'm coming off the edge. I see the quarterback's hand comes off the ball. I just jump, block the ball, and I'm looking up for it, and I don't see it. But then I look down, and I see Major, and the ball's like right in front of Major, and I just grab it, and I'm trying to get in the end zone, and somebody tripped me up somehow. But I remember just reaching out and being like, please score. But I didn't score. I was like, shoot, we're down here on the 1 anyways. We better be able to run this in.
Have either of you ever scored a touchdown before?
Oh yeah.
Back
In high school.
Did y'all on defense or did y'all play offense?
I had a pick 6. I had 3 pick 6s in my career, but also offense. We both played a bunch of offense.
Okay, y'all played offense.
Oh yeah.
Did you play running back or what?
Everything. Running back, receiver, fullback, tight end.
You're like those kind of people. So yeah, they're the best guy on the team. Just put them.
He played quarterback.
Yeah, he played quarterback?
Yeah, I did a little bit of quarterback, running back, receiver, tight end, all that.
Do you miss playing offense ever?
No, not really. I like defense better.
Go light some people up, huh?
Yeah.
Whit and West Weeks are in studio with us, courtesy of our friends over at Gordon McKernan Injury Attorneys. Remind you again, go to GordonGives.com, GordonGives.com. The Gordon Bike giveaway is going on right now, giving away 488 bicycles to children across the state of Louisiana. Go to GordonGives.com to register. Guys, I know there's still another game in the regular season here, a bowl game, but a lot of people are looking ahead and excited about the future. When you look ahead to 2025, the opportunity to have all 3 Weeks brothers together on the same team. By the way, that hadn't happened at LSU since 2008. The Taylor brothers, Brandon, Curtis, and Jiron Taylor were all on the team in 2008. So it's a rarity to see something like this happen. But when you look ahead to 2025 with all 3 of you, like, what's something that makes you most excited? Like, what's a goal? What's something that you look forward to for 25? Whit?
I mean, really what I'm looking forward to is having all 3 of us here. I mean, that's never happened for us. I mean, I was able to play with him for 2 years in high school, and then I also got to play with Zach for 1 year. But I mean, for all 3 of us to come together and play, I mean, I know him. He and Zach never thought that they'd be able to be on the same team.
Yeah, that's really what I'm looking forward to most is being able to play with the littlest brother, and that's something I never really thought was even a possibility. And now that it's going to happen. I think it's going to be a pretty cool experience.
So we were talking about earlier, Zach's not going to early enroll. He's got to finish high school.
Still got to finish up a little bit.
So y'all won't see him on the field until fall camp come July. Right. Y'all going to go like headhunt a little bit and some tackle drill or something like that?
Oh yeah, for sure. We're gonna have to welcome him to college football for sure.
Oh, it's so good, man. Like, y'all think to 25? I mean, do y'all think in terms of playoff championship? Like, do you let yourself go there?
Oh, yeah, for sure. I mean, going into every year, that's the goal. And I think this year coming up short is going to just put that motivation even on a higher level for this coming year.
Yeah. I know when y'all sat with Gordon, they did one of the videos where they had y'all trying to spell
oh, goodness.
Spell Chapatulas.
Yeah.
That was bad.
Stuff like that. Have y'all studied up any?
Oh, my gosh.
Not really, but I mean, everywhere I go, people are always like saying words that I don't even know what they are. They're like, how do you say this? I'm like, I have no idea. But what I tell people, I'm like, all right, if you come to Georgia, I guarantee you I could give you 10 cities that you don't know how to pronounce either.
Bro, there's no, because you have a lot of of American Indian cities, so it's challenging. I was doing an interview with Dari Noka from the SEC Network. Does that sound familiar? Dari's on SEC Network. I was doing an interview on his show, and so I was doing the same thing.
Yeah,
I was like, Andui, Chapatulas, all that stuff. And so then he hit me with a town in Oklahoma that's an Indian name. I came close. I missed one of the vowels. I came close. But like, where did y'all play high school? What's it? How do you pronounce it?
Oconee County. Yeah,
so nobody really hardly knows how to pronounce that
Oconee.
either.
It's like Oconnee or something. Yeah. So Oconee County. Anyway, we got Chapatulas. They got Oconee. And they'll have all 3 Weeks brothers in Baton Rouge next year. It's West and Whit Weeks, courtesy of our friends over at Gordon McCrone Injury Attorneys. Guys, good health, a lot of success on the field. Go get them this weekend to Oklahoma. We appreciate the time.
Thank you for having us on.
Thank you.
It's our pleasure. We certainly appreciate Gordon McCrone Injury Attorneys for making it happen. You know what to do. Get Gordon and get it done. Hey, thanks so much for watching. Please leave your comments. I love to interact. And be sure to hit the red subscribe button below.